types of spiritual people. One of them is like, oh, I pull cards and I really know my.
I understand where she's coming from because it's about the confrontation of spiritual ego over identifying with too much spiritual identity, even spiritual narcissism, and even confronting charlatans. I get that, but this reminds me of a story in which my spiritual teacher told me because this was an actual student where he helped to facilitate her profound spiritual awakening. So imagine, if you will, this new person who's gone into awakening and she goes into her apartment. Now, imagine, if you will, her apartment is filled to the brim with beautiful, powerful crystals. Just imagine it, quartz and rose quartz and geodes and amethysts and large selenite wands, just and tons of crystal grids forming all this energetic magical focus. And she walks into this magical display of crystals in her apartment, and she realizes to her horror that all these crystals mean absolutely nothing to her now. The awakening released all attachment to them, attachment to spiritual identity, spiritual ego, attachment to the belief of that you have to be part of a sort of spiritual lifestyle. All of it went away. So this was a student who experienced both sides of the issue. First, she experienced this attachment to spiritual ego, and all of a sudden, it was gone. And we have both of that within us. And I am most certainly guilty of this because I know when I started taking certifications in vortex healing, they were very powerful, and very magical. So here I am, just getting all puffy within myself, just saying such incredibly righteous things. Oh, look at me, I am such an important spiritual healer. But then the certifications continue, the awakening deepens, and I'm humbled. And the universe finds a way to humble you, to help you transcend those egos, to stop identifying with them. And so I just wish to embrace that. Now, some of us out here don't really think of ourselves as, like that. Oh, I'm not that way. But sometimes it's not about that. I realize that sometimes it's the mirror. It's what reflects back at us that gets our attention. You see someone with a huge spiritual ego, and after a while in meditation and awareness, it comes back to you to realize, okay, maybe it's mirroring something back. Maybe it's not as big as this guy's spiritual ego, but it's reflecting something back. And I think the universe does that sometimes. It brings something very big in your life going, hey, time to confront it, and you have to confront it. That is the mirror. That is the duality. That is both sides of the same coin. And so that little bit of spiritual ego or spiritual identity that we're trying to get rid of can come in even the subtlest of ways. Like, you see this person who has a problem and you want to feel good about yourself and fix that person instead of just, practicing compassion and accepting that they are where they are. You find yourself, I'm guilty of this, you find yourself pontificating on deep spiritual beliefs. And a little part of you is going, ooh, I just sound so deep right now. Just those little things like that. All right, so when the depth of spiritual awakening happens and we're going through it like this woman says, it's kind of like embracing that everything is a mirror, and that when we see someone who really rubs us the wrong way, in a way that's mirroring something back to us, and we should take full advantage of that, and instead of creating a separation between it.